Resistance has a VIP operating out of this area in need of immediate extraction. Advent forces are on alert nearby. Be prepared to engage and eliminate any hostile contacts. Secure the area and escort the VIP to safety.
So I've always been sort of bugged by the audio in this channel. I never quite got into a solution that I like. And I particularly don't like the solution I have right now. The problem is there's a noisy fan very close to me and my microphone picks it up if the volume on my mic is turned up very much. So I have to like turn the volume very far down on my microphone, and then it's very hard to amplify it back up, especially when I'm talking softly. It should be easier for you guys to hear me when I'm talking softly, but with the way that my audio is being managed, it just sounds like I'm trailing off into absolute nothingness, and it's really hard to hear my words anymore, which is, it shouldn't be like that. So I just spent like $600 on audio equipment, and I'm pretty excited to see what happens. It would be cool if you could swap perks before each mission. I do like the way that Darkest Dungeon does that a lot. Although I think the best would be sort of a combination. So as you level up, you get more perks, but you can only select 4 at a time or something. Dunk Zinski! Thank you for the 2-month in a row subscription. Throwing me some support for my audiophilic nature. Will I be making a video on AWC perks after the class guides? Currently, this is a fellow Flux streamer. Currently, sort of where I see those going is I get these 24 done, and then depending on exactly what sort of comments there are in videos, I'd like to revisit each class and like make corrections of stuff where I either misspoke or was just misinformed while making the video. Answer some of the questions from the YouTube comments that I think are particularly good, and sort of a lot of people are making really good points just in the comments in general, which I'd like to sort of officially recognize. So I was thinking another like cycle through the classes where I respond to all those points. And I'd love to do something about Psi, and I'd love to do something about officers and something about AWC perks, but I haven't quite worked out how those will look. Oh, Frux. How does the purchase compare to replacing the noisy fan? The purchase is good for other reasons too. But I like your question. It's a very strategy gamer intelligent question in my opinion. Thank you for asking it.
Hardly did anything.
That's unfortunate. So we do have lightning reflexes. I think what I'd like to do is ignore this Overwatch and just clear down the right. Probably can't. Katya has 9 hit points. Oh, I don't really have grenades anymore. Yep, use grenades. Okay, so I'm gonna put Katya here. She's going to be in charge of killing the scout next turn. I think the scout will come toward us. So I'm going to flashbang it and expect it to move forward. My grenadier's in charge of killing this 4 hit point trooper. And I guess my specialist probably kills the drone. I don't know exactly. How does the game decide which retaliations you get? Coin flip. There are two different types of regular retaliation, and that's just a coin flip. The mini retals are whenever you fill up a bucket of that type of income. The game tries to generate that sort of mini retaliation. So if you're running a lot of intel, you'll get intel mini retaliations, and if you're running a lot of supply, you'll get supply mini retaliations. Good kill. Yeah, I wish there were something I could tell you to let you avoid the evacuate haven mini retals, or regular retals. The best I can do for you is, like, you can go into your INIs and just turn that mission type off. I couldn't tell you exactly which line to comment out, but there's just going to be a line somewhere to comment out, which would prevent them from ever spawning if you really, really hate them.
I'm trusting you here.
The dark event debacle. Yeah, dark events have been tough to understand for me, and there have been some nasty bugs with them historically. Like, I think X1's YouTube campaign has gotten screwed up by a bug which wasn't replacing... Wait, no, those are scan sites, not dark events. I should drink less. Anyway, Yes. Yes, I agree that dark alerts are a little bit difficult to keep track of, and my understanding is that they turn on later on lower difficulties, and you're right that they're somewhat random, but they're also somewhat scripted. There are certain ones which sort of always get done at certain stages of the campaign. I hear a mech behind all this as well as the Mutant Insectoid who just pulled. Mutant sort of flankable. Sort of just a little bit flankable, I'd say. See if we can hit that. It lets us for sure kill the scout with a shotgun blast, or if he's just dead already, it's fine too. There are some dark events which are definitely pretty strong, and yeah, vigilance is not great, and grazing fire is pretty rough as well. Agree on both counts, Laertes.
I'm all over it.
Kein Problem, boss.
So we definitely have some soldiers in light cover. We are pretty damn confident that there's a mech on yellow alert. I'm happy not to be flashbang the sectoid. I don't mind too much if it side attacks. Flashbang the Muton though. Has a Muton AI flowchart into throwing a grenade? I actually don't know exactly how the Muton AI works. I've never read it. I know that it really loves to melee attack you if you're standing next to it. Like, really, really loves that. I know that it doesn't prioritize taking cover particularly highly. And other than that, when they don't have, like, weird things that are making them prioritize something in particular, like the stuff that I just said, really liking meleeing things that are standing next to them and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure they've just grenaded me at the times I'd expect them to. This one can't because it's flashbang. The interior of the bar looks really nice. Yeah, that would be the Muton not caring all about being flanked. That's beneficial to us in this case.
On the margins.
And the Muton's still flashbanged, so I can't sword attack it with a Shinobi. Although it might be better to take out the Sectoid. We can do that from light cover. And maybe Assault plus some more sustained fire gets rid of the Muton. I'd like to hold on to one of these grenades if I can, but I'm not sure that we end up dealing enough damage. The Sectoid has to die, so let's make this move. Probably pulling a mech. Okay. I like this so far. I think we're definitely making this move. And, like, worst case scenario, we can arc thrower. 91%. Missing an arc thrower is a pretty bad situation. Okay, I'm gonna frag him and kill him. Uses the last frag grenade on my Grenadier, but it should just be a pot of 2 remaining. Silo! Thanks for the follow up to the stream. Never play with the Graze Band again. Today, I believe, Perfect Information, or a version of Perfect Information that's updated for Long War 2 was released, which is actually showing you true chance to hit. Let's see. How does this work? Hit, graze, crit or something? Graze, hit, crit? Graze, hit, crit? Is that what it's telling me? Anyway, I don't know how it works, or if it's working right now. But supposedly I installed something which does that for me. Yellow must be critting, and red is a regular hit, and green is a graze. Valentine did nothing wrong. Or possibly Valentine did nothing wrong. I wouldn't know. Because I don't know this person. Because why would I? They're blameless. Yeah, okay. So supposedly I have an update to Perfect Information, but I don't know if it's actually working or not. How many lost campaigns today? Like 5s? I don't know. Who could say for sure? Yeah, I'm not digging this right now. Not even a little bit. So it looks like we have to go for the stun and hope that we don't miss. Cute. I could have stepped right next to him. Might have been a good idea. Maybe I just didn't install it properly. Levizoka! Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Probably I just didn't install it properly.
Good to go.
That definitely doesn't sound beyond me. That's definitely a pot of 3. So shut down on the drone would be a nice way to start. I think I'm gonna have to bait the missiles from the mech. Maybe not. Maybe the assault plus the Shinobi can kill it. If my ranger can actually hit some shots on the Muton and get it dead. Good.
That's it. We might need this.
Now I'm out of ability to shred the mech. So my damage is Shinobi for 4 to 6, assuming that we don't graze. Plus the assault is another good amount. Just leaves the gunner completely uncontrolled. I think that... I might be about to get my guy killed. But I think I'm going to do something a little bit weird here. Let's...
Hoffentlich lohnt sich das. Ich habe es.
Step here, grab an elite stock and an Illyrium core. Have you heard the word of our Lord and Savior Vulture? Puts a shinobi like right in front of the mech. Very noticeably flanked by the mech, with not enough hit points to survive a high damage attack. Got the drone killed, which is nice. Gives me a regular expanded magazine. One of these things is not like the other. So I can go for a Haywire protocol now. We've confirmed that the other enemies are dealt with. And if we fail... I think we'll just missile me, probably. Have I got any incoming inside info? Have I got any inside info about Long War 2 and upcoming expansion? I have an NDA with people about that stuff. And that's all I can say, because I have an NDA about it. Twist! Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Glad you're enjoying the technical guide. Cats? Hello? Hello, cats? I don't know if you guys heard that. My cats are having a raucous day, apparently. It'd be oh so lovely to have any form of shred anywhere.
I guess that'll be okay.
Alright, we might kill this. That's a very, very good start. I think we are definitely killing it at this point.
Here I come.
Ocean Man! Real American hero. Ocean Man, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream, hope you're enjoying the show. Appreciate the support a lot, especially from you, Ocean Man. Real American hero.
Das kann ich machen.
Ocean Man. Yeah. Bloody Doves asked me for some advice about getting into streaming XCOM 2, and I mean, I have stuff on my Patreon about my setup, which is intended for, you know, people who are supporting me to see what the money buys and stuff, which is cool, but it's also intended for people who want to get a stream setup going to see what I sort of arrived at by looking at all the things you could buy and picking the ones that seemed like they were at the right price point for me and everything. So I think that information is valuable if you're looking to set up for getting streaming. And then I was hoping to do like some sort of like, I'm a partner on Twitch, this is my experience with becoming a partner, this is like some sort of video series like that when I got Twitch partner, but apparently Twitch just doesn't like actually process your applications or respond to your emails. So I like Twitch. It's a really cool cool website, cool idea and stuff. I have no idea whether or not I'm going to be a partner on Twitch anytime soon, though, because they just like ate my application and stopped responding in any way. Lord Helix MLG loves me. Anime Power, thanks for the follow for the stream.
Tired of waiting around.
I'm glad that you love me, Lord Helix emoji. I assume that that was like in response to something I said, but I'm not sure what it was, so I'll just take it as a general expression of affection, which is welcome. It's welcome. Love you guys too a little bit. Find a local member of Twitch staff and take them out for drinks. Probably a better idea than just finding a local member of Twitch staff and taking them out, which is what I thought you were saying up until I got to the end of your sentence. It was general. Alright. I accept and appreciate your love, Lord Helix, and acknowledge it. Twitch can be weird with partnerships if you have a low view count and you are male. Curses. Yeah, being partnered is... So affiliates can all have subscribers, Soldier Token. But an affiliate, which is what I am, cannot pick up things like chat badges for the subscribers. I can only get a very limited number of emotes out to you guys, and stuff like that.
Glad to see our troops finding success in the field. It's good for the entire crew's morale.
Getting partnered also isn't like the end goal of streaming, so it's not actually that big a deal to me whether or not I get partnered now or sometime down the road. Maybe I will. I'm trying to like build a community and work out some way that I can make a living just like playing games with awesome people, playing awesome games with awesome people, and trying to make the world better. That's like what I'm here for. And being a Twitch partner is like a very, very small part of that. Stuff like getting the Discord set up, I think I would recognize that as a bigger milestone. Will I stream more of the Chosen Legend difficulty? Absolutely, Lord Helix. When the expansion comes out, I will be playing it. Unless, like, I don't know. Unless performance is so bad that my computer breaks, or unless it's so popular that the entire internet goes down as everyone's playing it, which is like 10% likely. But as long as the internet doesn't go down because of how over encumbered it is with the expansion pack's glory, I will be here streaming it on Legend difficulty and hopefully getting my ass handed to me. Because I shouldn't be able to just walk into a new game with completely new mechanics and beat it on Legend difficulty. I hope that the game puts up a solid resistance. New Brazil unfortunately ticked up to 3 strength, so we missed, I imagine, a supply raid coming in from somewhere, which is too bad. And 3 strength is a lot tougher to deal with than 2 strength in like a variety of ways as well. And I got a heat signature for an extra resistance contact, which is just amazing. That's outstanding. So we need to pick up some more intel from somewhere and get our 4th region going. Yeah, the last stream was just like a bug that they'd actually already fixed in a later build. Aldo caused the game to crash the desktop a couple of times. I don't think you can expect stuff like that to be in the final product too much. Sort of tragic that they had already found the bug that took their stream down a couple of times, and they were actually using an earlier build because, like, generally their latest build is less stable than an earlier one, but ironically they ran into a bug that was on the earlier build and hadn't been fixed yet. Longer 1 and 2 sharpen my skills to a razor's edge. I cut people with my skills. When I go to bars, sometimes I don't get along so well with the other people there because, like, you know, they're bleeding all of a sudden. They just look at me, pow. Their eyes are cleaved in half and dripping out of their sockets. Little streams of blood run down their cheeks as they like try to scream out, but my XCOM 2 skills just split their tongue in two. Suddenly they cannot speak again. Ever. It's true, it's hard being the best. Some say that if you fly too close to the suns, you might burn your wings, but in this case, I have become the sun, and it is only everyone around me who is burned. They never tell you about the downsides of being King Midas. The story sounds great when you hear it, but it turns out there are some downsides. No, it was pathetically easy for long one players. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I gatecrashed a couple of times in Legend Ironman Vanilla. I think I lost the campaign to letting a gatekeeper stand on the ramp of the Avenger doing an Avenger defense. I'm not sure whether that should count or not, but it definitely happened. And then I lost something else somewhere. I must have lost the campaign like in the early game to Gatecrasher plus the first retaliation. Those could be a little bit nasty, especially if you didn't know what was coming up. So this is a very light smash and grab. I don't even know why I flew here. There's like no way I'm gonna play this, I don't think. Basically the only way that I'd end up playing this is if we just didn't find more missions in either of my regions. And the team got to infiltrate for a full 6 days, plus like 2 more to over-infiltrate down to extremely light. So it's a possibility, but not something that's super likely. Yes, King Midas came to hate his skills. Yes. No, the entire point of the story of King Midas is that his ability to turn everything he touched to gold like ruined his life. I'm gonna go snapshot center mass and put McLean in a haven, I think. 72 aim sharpshooter with, I don't know, not the most encouraging stats. Otherwise, 3 hit points means I don't want him. I just don't want him, okay? We'll just, I'm sorry. I'm sure he's a nice guy. In fact, all of my interactions with him have implied to me that he's a very nice guy. But his stats are shit, so get the fuck out. Alright. Bringing a Grenadier might be okay. Getting to 125%, which is about where we want to be. Same problem with Civ 6. I don't know how difficult Deity was in Civ 6 because I never got past like turn 25 of a game because I don't know. Yeah. Can we just let's just not talk about Civ 6. I was very excited when that game came out, and then a lot less excited a while afterward. And by a while after mid, I mean about like 24 hours or so. I'll put an expanded magazine on here. We're just going ballistic SMG on the Shinobi. I think that will be okay. We don't want this team to have too much in the way of equipment. Vests are cheap and able to be given to everybody. Laser rifle on our Ranger seems pretty reasonable. Even put a good laser rifle there. I only have 1 laser cannon. We do get to build more equipment, so it's like sort of fine to be giving them good items, but I don't want to spend all of my money on it. I'll put a laser lance on my snapshot sharpshooter, Hong Gildong. He spent a little while wounded, but he's back. I'm also gonna give him some fancy bullets, a few rounds. That's all of my money spent for the mission. The main problem with Civ 6 is the AI makes horrible decisions and the diplomacy is very opaque. I feel like that's true of every Civ game that's like ever been made. My problem with Civ 6 was just like terrifying interface. Terrifying interface and a bunch of game mechanics which sort of left you with no idea what you were actually meant to be doing. Like, okay. This actually relates somewhat to Long War 2, so I will make the point fully. Civ 6 is a huge game. There's tons of different things you can do every turn. There are a billion decisions you can make. And a game like that's a lot of fun to play at a high difficulty if the decision paths are similar in value, even if you don't know everything about what you're doing. Because you can pursue a certain path and build a strategy around it and challenge yourself to win the game that way. But Civ 6, when it came out, it was like extremely clear that some things were way worse than other things. But in order to work out which ones were the best ones, like you had to sit there leafing through a tech tree and a bunch of social policies, like reading everything about them and slowly learning all this stuff in order to defend yourself against making a decision just in regular gameplay where you're trying to develop your narrative and pursue a particular strategy. You had to prevent yourself from making a decision which like led you off into a terrible spiral of death and destruction. And that's just not, wasn't the greatest game. It wasn't a very fun experience. Wait, this team looks fine. Lots of nanoscales. Lots of time to infiltrate. See what happens. Chronic Interloper, thanks for the follow. Good AI takes lots of man hours to develop and doesn't really help sell more games. That's something that I sort of agree as well. I agree a lot with that. I think that if you want a good AI in your game, you build the entire game differently. You sort of start at the beginning knowing that you want your AI to be able to access and understand everything that's going on in the game and sort of train, and you like build the AI with the game so that it can understand all the different paths and stuff. And I think that if there were a lot of demand for games being very well balanced, that would be a regular practice in the gaming industry. You sort of, I mean, if you look at the state of chess right now, which is not a game which is like being developed or anything, but AI is able to completely understand chess, basically. And that allows the AI to see which moves are valuable and which ones aren't. And it's rudimentary to build a program to let the AI navigate that game of chess. But a game like XCOM, the AI doesn't understand everything that's going on. It doesn't understand what havens are, really. It doesn't understand what abilities XCOM soldiers have or what they do, and so on and so forth. The AI just has like a small ability tree where it like works out what it's going to do based on a bunch of yes/no questions, more or less. I haven't tried AI War. I have not. Good AI is a big selling point for some games. Is the Battle Brothers AI actually good? I don't know. Spectrum Green Nightmare Difficulty AI plays like a real human. Does it? I played Spectrum Green on the highest level. Didn't seem... I mean, okay. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, so you're talking about how well the AI plays. But Spectrum Green had a like host of other issues because the AI didn't understand how to play as XCOM. And in a game like this, we don't have any like... In a game like Civ, you could have AI that understood how to play as the player, because the player is the same as the other civilizations, more or less. But in XCOM, there's never been an AI that understood how to play as XCOM, really. And so you'd never really end up with, like, well-balanced things. It just doesn't really happen. Because the AI doesn't understand, like, most of the experience that the player is having. And it's just not really reasonable to expect a human to work out the entire game on their own. Is there any AI that has handled an asymmetric game yet? How asymmetric? I mean, chess is asymmetric, like white and black, because like white always goes first. So I guess I don't know how asymmetric you mean by asymmetric. XCOM is sort of symmetric. You can write an AI that knows how to like move XCOM's troops around fairly easily. The AI even does know how to move XCOM's troops around. If it mind controls your soldiers, it will move them around in a certain way. It's not necessarily good at it, but it has been taught how that works. Up to strength 2 in West Asia, down to strength 1 in East Africa, so a supply column came from East Africa to West Asia, I guess. We're really struggling to detect missions at the moment, it feels like. I play the NQ mod for Civ 5 when I do PodK. I'm not sure if that's the one you're talking about. NQ mod's built mostly toward multiplayer Civ, but the single player AI holds up pretty well as well. Got a 5th engineer. We don't need 5 engineers for our campaign. Every AI becomes obsolete as soon as you learn how they work. I'm not sure what that means. Does uncovering a network tower trigger the Hunter UFO dark event every time? I didn't see your question in Fat Villain Superstar, so don't feel bad at all about repeating it. Sorry I missed it. No. Like, I think beating Forge always launches a Hunt UFO, but otherwise the Hunt UFO dark event just happens sort of randomly throughout a campaign, like other dark events do. Rescuing a VIP from a vehicle, so we'd like to have a specialist for the door hack. Looks like Aerofleur is ready to go. We'll go Trojan here. I have a medical protocol specialist, I believe. Might be wounded or something, I don't know. I swear I have one. I swear to you that I made a medical protocol specialist. There we go. Yeah, but we'll go Haywire Protocol on Aerofleur. Specialist Ranger. Bring a Shinobi of some sort. Look at how great RoboJumper's interface is versus the Barracks interface. Like, imagine if it just showed me what the perks were on this UI. Like, if I look here, I can see what the perks are. Both have Blade Master combatives. Cool. But, like, why doesn't it just show me here or something? I don't know. No combat protocol. Yeah. Because, like, there's a perk that lets you shoot twice to run out. I don't know. You want me to be able to send a little drone out to zap, like, a sectoid with 2 hit points left instead of shooting twice? To each their own, I suppose. I'll go Heavy Ordnance, I think, on Sparky. It'll actually be relevant this mission, which is nice. Shinobi Ranger, Specialist Grenadier, a Gunner wouldn't be too bad. I sort of like to keep another team available. So Assault, Ranger, Specialist, Shinobi, Gunner. Maybe we'll bring Billy. This, I think, leaves our team very weak, though. We're just missing, like, a technical. A technical would be amazing to round this out. Hey! Ghostwalker training 1 day. We have 10 days exploration. I'm gonna wait 21 hours for that Ghostwalker to complete. I think it's worth it. And also, like, the mission itself isn't very good, so I'll be happy if we find a reason to do something else instead of that. Getting a 5th engineer just doesn't really do anything. Hard target on a technical is not so bad. Let's load out this mission and then I don't really have many people left who I'm happy to put in the IWC at the moment, but maybe we'll find somebody. Spectrum green, sort of balanced. Yeah, BD Ranger, how you doing? I played Spectrum green. I had an interesting experience with the balance of Spectrum green. I understand that it's been changed somewhat since I played. I think that Spectrum Green is definitely worth one playthrough. Like, even if a game isn't balanced perfectly, as long as it's enjoyable to find out the ways in which it's not balanced perfectly, it's still going to be a lot of fun to play at least once. And I felt like Spectrum Green was very enjoyable to sort of mess around with. We go Stengun on this technical, who now has Ghostwalker, so he's in charge of walking up to things and setting them on fire. One of my favorite things to do. That and nice walks on the beach, and I'm also very big into just relaxing, you know? Just sit outside, lie down in the sun, just take 30 minutes and just think about how the day's going, how life's going. You know, what are the things you really enjoy doing? What are your priorities? Are you making sure that you are pursuing them? Are you prioritizing things the right way? Sometimes there are things you really like doing and feel like you should keep doing, but when you sit back from them, you realize, like, this really isn't something that is worth the time. Like, there's a better way to do it, maybe. Yeah, I mean, that, walks on the beach, and blowing things up with flamethrowers, I guess, would be my big 3. Let's go with an AP on our Ranger here. Spectrum pistol Overwatch. Yeah, that was my experience with Spectrum Green. You can build items from this screen, Zero Matrix. I would understand you not expecting that to be the case, because there are a lot of other things you cannot do from this screen, which you really should be able to do. But yeah, building items from it is one thing you're allowed. We got Lip 3, neutralize target in Advent vehicle. Curious. Tertium Brutus! Is that the 3rd Brutus? Is that what that means? Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Matt Price. Matt, we need to talk. Let's go Sharp Matt, I know you signed up to be an assault for us, and that was very noble. We really appreciate your commitment to our cause. Matt, how do I say this? Matt. Yeah. I guess it's just tough sometimes, Matt, you know? There are things that are important to us in life, and sometimes that you go die throwing a frag grenade at a VIP. You stay safe out there, Matt. You know, bless. How was America? The expansion is August 29th. I can stop this. I can save that man. Wow. I was trying not to click on that because I wanted to like fake that I couldn't actually click it, that like the UI was broken and that he was gone now. But actually when I clicked like a full... Like that's what? Hold on. I'm not great with Imperial units, but that's what? Like 5 miles or something? I clicked about 5 miles outside of the box. Like my cursor is actually down the street at my neighbor's house right now, and I'm clicking, and somehow the game decided that that's great. What if we like clicked in the ocean over here? No, that one's safe. All right, cool, fair enough, makes sense. I don't know. I don't see any issues with this. We have a data tab. Okay. The 13 rebels in New Brazil. It's an awkward time to be at 13 rebels in New Brazil. Sort of an awkward time for that. Trial by Fire is 4 days away, so unfortunately we can't use this to promote a ton of soldiers. Drenagon! Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. We can, however, go clear the meteor tile easily enough. I could just send 8. I could just send the 8 that I have here. We're at 94 supplies. We can build a little bit more stuff. I'll wait 3 hours to get some more. That sounds good. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'm gonna trade... Not you. Not you. You. I'm gonna trade you and... Mr. McLean. Scan for 3 hours. I guess I'll just dig toward the other power coil. I mean, I have actually 7 gazillion engineers, so I might as well use them for something. We could build a resistance comms. It's okay, we're out of intel. There's nothing else to really build. We'll build a lab on this power coil. It's going to take a little while, but it'll save us a lot of headache in the long run. Let's team together. Wins? 15 hours. I don't think there's a reason not to wait for armor. The only thing I can think of is the region might tick up to 4 strength while I wait. Okay, and if I take wounds, my soldiers will start recovering from them later. So I guess it's maybe a little bit better to just send the team right now. It's going to be these 8 soldiers. Just hit autofill because there were only 8 soldiers available in my barracks to begin with. There's no, like, thinking about who's coming. We go Shredder ammo on Natsuki Sakamoto. Laser rifle there and a nanoscale vest. We've got hacking. available. Awesome. This is a medkit specialist, which will actually be pretty nice in this mission, probably. Since we're going to EXO Suits before mag, and then we're powering like straight through mag to coil, I think it makes sense to heavily produce laser weapons. I'm going to be using them for quite a while. So everybody who wants a laser weapon can have a laser weapon as far as I'm concerned. Don't really need one on a grenadier. Really need one on a shinobi. Do need one on an assault and a gunner. Papa Salik! So follow up into the stream. I'm also planning to liberate New Brazil very soon, so we'll get a good influx of resources to build EXO Suits with when that happens, assuming it does. We're down like 1, 2, 3, 4 nanoscale vests from where we want to be. Nanoscale vests are just like great value for money. It's 2 hit points, and the minus 25% crit chance is what's really exciting in my opinion. I might upgrade some of them to hazmat vests at some point, but just the reduction to crit chance is a really big deal already. Yeah, Phantom Fang. How you doing? An advanced laser sight for my best assault, and an expanded magazine for my ranger, probably. Don't have a ranger. Do have a ranger. And let's play ourselves an intel mini retaliation. Looks good. This is Robo Jumper's squad select for Long War II, Roye. Wreck yourself at the gym. Take care of yourself, Phantom Fang. I will be right back.